Hello and welcome back to yet another episode here on Strictly Flying. I hope you're all doing fantastic, and today we are in for a treat because today I finally get to fly to Brazil with Air France in business class. And on this episode I will show you exactly what you will get when purchasing a business class ticket with Air France and show you everything from the business class lounge at Charles de Gaulle International Airport in Paris and of course everything offered on board the aircraft. But before we kick off this episode, I want to make it clear that I did not pay for my business class seat, as I am a loyal customer with Air France for almost 8 years now and a platinum card holder within their Flying Blue loyalty program. I was upgraded from economy to business class as this flight was severely overbooked today. Now, as I fly 8 to 9 times a year between Europe and South America, all that I can say is that I simply don't earn enough to fly business class every single trip. And as I only earn a few dollars for every YouTube video that I upload, this doesn't even pay for a bottle of water at the airport. But this is absolutely fine, as this channel is only a hobby and by no means a form of making money. That was never the idea. The biggest motivation to make these travel videos comes from the positive feedback that you guys provide, and therefore I only ask that you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy my content. So with that said, we can start the episode and see what Air France has to offer in their highest class of travel. Welcome on board. Whenever you are flying business class, you have of course access to their business class lounge. And in Paris, there are 5 lounges in total at Charles de Gaulle International Airport, 1 lounge in every terminal. However, I do find the lounges to be rather similar and offering the same type of food, drinks and comfort. Depending on the time of day, the food offered will differ, offering breakfast options in the mornings and hot meals for lunch and dinner. So let me give you a little information about the aircraft that is going to take us to Brazil today. The aircraft is a Boeing 777-200 and has the registration Foxtrot Golf Sierra Papa Papa. And this aircraft is quite old, just over 20 years, but hopefully the aircraft's age will not reflect of the comfort on board. Unfortunately, I didn't have a window seat on this flight and I was allocated a seat in the very back of the business class cabin in seat 7E. The seat is, as expected, reclinable to a flat bed with all of the accessories that you would expect in a business class cabin. Just beside the headrest, there is a small compartment where you can store some personal items, and this is also where the noise-cancelling headphones are located, which are reasonably comfortable with good audio quality. Overall, the cabin feels old. I'm not sure if it's the egg white color of the cabin, but it's not the fresh look and atmosphere that I was hoping for. Despite the aircraft's old age, everything worked as it should, and the seat was reasonably comfortable. We were also handed out the amenity kit, which I found to be quite disappointing given the fact that it is basically identical to what you receive in premium economy, where the ticket price is a third of that in business class. And our flight today takes us up to the northeastern Brazilian city of Fortaleza. We departed 1 hour late, but we managed to catch up in the air, and the total flying time was just over 8 hours. After receiving the amenity kit, the flight attendant also asked me if I was traveling alone, or more specifically, if I knew the person sitting in the seat next to me. I replied that I was traveling alone, so then the flight attendant left and came back with a divider that she tried to install in between the seats to provide some privacy. On my previous flights traveling in business class, I have also seen these dividers. However, they were automatically raised and lowered with the press of a button. However, these dividers had to be manually installed, and the poor flight attendant had a really hard time figuring out how to install them into place. And after several attempts, she finally figured it out, and I have to admit, it was really nice to have the divider installed, as it really gives you a sensation of total privacy, almost like you're sitting in your own little cocoon. After takeoff, we were soon served our first snack. Unfortunately, I have no idea what I was served here, but it tasted fairly good. Afterwards, we were served our appetizer with foie gras, and this was absolutely delicious. For the main course, I chose the beef, and when it arrived, I was a bit shocked about the presentation. It looked extremely sloppy, something that you would expect to receive in economy class. But despite the poor presentation, the beef was absolutely delicious. I just wish the portion was somewhat bigger, as I was quite hungry before boarding the aircraft. For dessert, we were given a tiny portion of chocolate ice cream. Now, although this is my first time flying business class with Air France, I have flown business several times with other airlines, so I do have something to compare to. And I just can't hide my disappointment here. Although the food tasted great, the presentation and the quantity of food could definitely improve. I guess the biggest perk of flying business class is the ability to actually lay down completely flat and get some quality sleep on a long-haul flight. But in the end, I'm glad that I only paid for an economy class ticket instead of a full business class fare, because that would have left me with a feeling of not actually getting what you paid for. And another thing that I found to be just a little bit unnecessary was the fact that this same flight attendant would insist on speaking French to me every single time. As I explained to her that I didn't understand, she would then turn to English, but would then go back to speak French again. I can't imagine that this is the cause of a short-term memory, because after serving me my meal, she would ask me again in French what I would like to drink. Of course, this is just nitpicking, and it didn't influence my overall opinion. It's just something that I found to be just a little unnecessary. About an hour prior to arrival, we were served our final meal, a plate of smoked salmon. Again, very delicious. However, as with the main meal, this serving could have been bigger. Now, as I don't have a window seat, I will instead show you the beautiful approach into Fortaleza from a flight made a few years ago, on the exact same route with Air France on their 777-200. But from the back of the aircraft in economy class. And while you enjoy this view, just let me sum up my final thoughts on flying business class with Air France, or any airline for that matter. Now, personally, I have always believed that you should only pay for what you actually get. In the end, we are all heading to the same destination, but if you have the cash to spend, and paying 3 to 4 times the price of an economy class ticket to fly business class is something you think is money well spent, then by all means go for it. But for me, I'd rather spend this money on a better hotel, a good meal in a nice restaurant, or simply invest my money for the future. I have never paid for business class and I probably never will unless I win the lottery, which is unlikely, but I don't spend the money because I simply don't think I get my money's worth. So what is your opinion? Leave me a comment and let me know. And after that, consider giving this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. And as always, consider subscribing to my channel also. Until the next time, safe travels. See you soon. Bye bye.